How do we feel about a raggedy side fringe? Yeah, I'm not a fan either. I don't know whether it actually looks stupid and ridiculous or whether I'm just not used to seeing myself with like a side part, but I think that looks stupid. Anyway. Okay, hi. Long time no speak. I'm currently staying in an Airbnb. I dropped Bear at the airport. Let's just pretend this isn't happening. I dropped Bear at the airport 2 mornings ago and spent 9 hours in the car that day, and then moved Airbnbs the next day, which was yesterday, and then now it's today. This is the story of my life that you did not ask for, and I'm not even sorry. I just feel the need to like word vomit to you guys. So this Airbnb is beautiful. It's super cute, and I think it's the perfect space for me to be in right now, because I want to go outside. I want to go outside to tell you this. See? Sunshine and birdies. Okay. At the moment, there is an impending full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. I have 7 placements of Scorpio. Are you aware? I have 7 placements of Scorpio in my chart. And a whole bunch of the other placements that I have are other water signs and or fixed signs. So I know that this is going to be a really intense one for me, and I'm really fucking grateful for it. Really grateful for it. I have been holding myself back, and I hate having to admit that, but I know that I need to. I need to accept that, and I need to acknowledge it, and therefore release it so that I can just invite more goodness in rather than keeping myself small. And that's exactly what I've been doing. I've been playing small. I've been playing the victim. And I hate it. I'm done. Like, I'm so fucking done. I see the ways in my own life that I've been self-sabotaging, that I have been ignoring my basic needs, which means that there has been no overflow, no space for desire and for pleasure and for purpose and passion and play. Play is such a huge part of who I am. And I know when I'm in a good place in my life because I consciously create and carve out time to do that, to play, to just exist and to be one with nature. And to understand and trust that I am worthy, not just of having that, but that doing that is enough. I have not been doing that in my life. And when I sit with that, I'm kind of at a crossroads, because I don't know whether it's just a justification, whether it's an excuse, or whether part of it is justified, or whether it's just my pattern showing up, right? It's a trauma re-emerging, and this is how it's projecting. That's ultimately what a pattern is, right? It's the things that we've carried with us. And those patterns, they may have been really good coping mechanisms at one time for us. So I don't want to judge my coping mechanisms, but I do realize, and I'm at the point now, like, I'm 28. I'm fucking 28 years old. I thought I would have my shit together now. And I'm just now at 28 realizing that I can. Like, I've been blaming the world and other people and myself so much that I haven't been able to see that I literally have access to all the potential that I could possibly want. We all do. It's all inside of us. And I've been choosing, consciously or not, intentionally or not, I have been choosing to remain small, to remain limited. And when I sat with that, I realized that one of the excuses that I was coming up with was that I was either in a partnership or I wasn't. And it goes both ways, right? And that just goes to prove, or I guess it's an example of the ways that I show the merging pattern. So I've been reading this book about the 5 different behavioral or personality patterns. I can't remember the author of the book, and I'm definitely the second one, which is called merging. And then there's 2 parts to merging, and I'm the compensating merging for sure. And what that means is pretty much like I don't take care of myself, and I enjoy going above and beyond for other people, especially if it's like an intimate partner or a best friend, whoever you're closest with. Normally there's like one person, I think, or at least there is for me, who I just zone in on and do everything I can to help that person or those people, in order so that I don't have to look at my own shit. I don't have to do my own work, right? Like I try to fill everyone else's hole and then be like, oh no, there's no soil to fill my hole, that's so sad, but secretly I love that and I get off on it, right? I'm a cosmic pain slut. I'm a cosmic pain slut. And that may sound weird to say, but I heard that one in a book that truly has become like my Bible, like my gospel. It's called Existential Kink. And it is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, because she points out the ways that we have been wanting, whether we're aware of it or not, we have been asking for all the shitty things that we have in our life because we want that. We want to play the victim and we want to feel like, oh no, poor me. And she says it like that. She's like, oh no, like not me, not another painful thing in my life, not another hardship, oh terrible me, because we use it as an excuse, right? We like it so that we're like, oh well, this is happening, that's happening, I'm going through this is so unfair, therefore I can't do XYZ, that we want and that we're so capable of doing. And I'm now just seeing that, and the ways that my patterns and behaviors, especially my habits, have been just like, I'm pissed at myself for not stepping up to life the way that it has always invited me to. Always. I'm so pissed on how much of life that I've missed out on how much I've given up to cling so fucking tightly to these unhealthy patterns and habits and limiting thoughts and beliefs. And I do, because I feel like though they have, up until this point, they've kept me safe. That was their purpose, right? They weren't just there, they weren't fully negative. I'm now at the point where I'm sitting down with myself and going, okay, one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, a couple of deep conscious breaths, and making sound on the exhale, right? Being loud, making noise, showing up and understanding, like telling the universe through my breath, through my loud sigh and exhale, that I'm not taking up space, that I'm not a burden in this world. And that in itself gives you permission to just exist. And then everything after that is going, okay, checking in with myself. What is it that I'm needing in this moment? What am I needing that would make me feel healthy, that would make me feel nourished, that would make me feel whole and fulfilled or happy? In what ways can I give myself pleasure? And in what ways can I be open to receive that? That's the bigger part of the question, is that second half. Am I open to receive that? Because it's always there. You don't need lots of money in order to give yourself pleasure, in order to give yourself joy, in order to give yourself health and wellness and abundance, right? Abundance doesn't need to be wealth. It doesn't need to be money or financial. Abundance is gratitude. Abundance is ultimately the way that we look at this world. It's a perception. It's a way of interpreting reality. An abundant mindset, a grateful mindset, they're one and the same. So, since dropping my partner off at the airport 2 mornings ago, I've been conflicted. And wow, I just noticed like the shift in body language. I'm starting to become more aware of that. Like I'm feeling the need to like hug myself and hold myself so that I can tell myself that it's okay. I have a lot of resistance to sharing this, and so I think I'm going to do it in the way that I know best, and that's through a self-check-in. And this is a practice that I've been doing with myself probably for like a year and a half now, and it's something that my partner first kind of introduced to me just in the way that he interacts with everyone, with life, with the world. And that is quite literally just a couple of deep breaths and then taking time to close my eyes and check in and explain what I'm feeling through the sensations, through the emotions, through the feelings, everything. So you're more than welcome to do it with me, but that's going to be what I need right now to be able to share this. I feel flustered. I feel the warmth beneath my hand. And to me that is symbolic or representational of a safe place. Because inside, home, in here, always is safe and always will be. And that's exactly what my patterns are. They're the ways that I keep myself safe. I guess what I was finding challenging to speak of before was a particular pattern of mine about never feeling like I can be satiated. And this isn't just a projection. This isn't something that just I feel and experience. It's definitely something that I project into the world. Majority of the time I'm not aware of it. And thankfully I have a conscious partner who can bring my attention and awareness to it so that I can make the change, or so that I have the choice to change if I wish to do that. And I'm incredibly grateful for that. I'm so grateful to have a strong, balanced, and really beautiful soul partner. A conscious partner who breathes and moves and speaks with intention, with integrity, with so much kindness and compassion. The way that the pattern of never being able to be satiated, I could speak for hours on this, by the way, about how I adopted it, and I think the better way to understand it is probably through you reading the book, if that feels called to you, if you want to understand that, because it helps so much with understanding yourself and your own patterns, as well as other people's, and just being able to hold space for them and give compassion, as well as giving tangible tools to overcome them. And at least to recognize when we're in those patterns, that then gives us or presents us with the opportunity to change it if we want, if we feel strong enough and powerful enough in the time. So my partner points out every now and then that pattern in me is coming up of not being able to be satiated, or not feeling like I can be satiated. And I understand how that must be for a partner, and how it must make them feel like they're never good enough. And that breaks my heart, that I'm capable, aware or not, of making someone else feel like that. But I definitely had and have, and I need to accept responsibility for that. And I do. I accept that wholeheartedly. That's fully on me. Another pattern that I have, especially in regards to relationship, and this is all coming up now that he's not around, just for 2 days. Like, it's been 2 days of like, holy shit, going within and doing a lot of this, and just witnessing the ways that I've used my relationship as a crutch, but a crutch in a negative way, a crutch that has been more like a solid metal pole that's stuck deep into the ground and inhibits me or prohibits me from moving. And the ironic thing is that this metal pole doesn't even exist. It's just in my head, right? But I have been the kind of person that I am in this merging pattern, and wanting to help other people so much so that I can avoid my own stuff, whether or not I'm aware of it. It means that, particularly in relationship, intimate or not, romantic or not, I give so much of myself in order to be a good partner. And in doing so, I completely forget how to be a good person to me. I enjoy filling other people's cups so much that I forget that I even have one. And I lose touch with how I can fill that because I'm not aware that there is one to be filled. I identify so deeply with being the filler, being the substance that fills, that I forget that I have something to fill myself. And although that sounds beautiful and glamorous, it's a really terrible way to treat my heart and my soul and my holistic sense of self. It's depriving myself of experiencing so much, of fulfilling my own potential. And that doesn't feel good. So what I've been sitting with, and I shared this with my partner before he even left, was I was on the verge of a panic attack the other day, and he calmed me down, he guided me through meditation. And even just saying that, I'm like, of course he did. Like, he is the most beautiful partner and human in the entire world. But I'm struggling so much with myself that of course that's going to affect our partnership, right? Because it's not even that I don't feel like I'm worthy of receiving love, it's that I genuinely fear that I don't know how to receive love. He'll take time and ask me all the time, he's like, thank you for showing up for me. I recognize when you do X, Y, Z, and it makes me feel special, but is there any ways that I can show up for you? Like, he'll ask me that. He'll say, like, thank you so much for what you do. Is there anything I can do for you? Is there any time that you would like to spend this week together? Is there anything in particular that you'd like to do? In what ways can I show up for you and help you? His love language, main love language, is acts of service, and I love being able to show up and do stuff for him. But I genuinely don't know what would make me feel special and would make me feel loved. And he's tried to do a whole bunch of things to help me try to like explore that and figure it out, because we had that conversation of, I don't know what would make me feel special. The surprise day, which I vlogged, was not it. But that was his intention, was to help me to try to discover it. And that was a conscious conversation that we had beforehand, was, I don't know what makes me feel special, let's explore it together. So we learnt that was not it. Yeah, there's been a bunch of other things actually that he's helped me to try, and it must come back down to worthiness and to confidence and self-love. It has to. That's the only thing that feels right and feels fitting, is that my current challenge and obstacle is learning to navigate how to actually love who I am. Because I preach it all the time, and I know what I should do, but there is a big dissonance, I feel, between who I actually am, who I want to be, and who other people think that I am. And that's a struggle, right? That's a disidentity right there. It's not knowing where I'm placed or where I should be placed. And especially confusing if those two things are different, which they are. Because I don't know where I sit, but I know where I want to sit, and I know where other people think that I sit. And so it's just it's a confusing and complicated and challenging, beautiful invitation to me to sit with myself and to go through this. So I'm going to be journaling a lot over the next couple of days, especially through this full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. I actually have, I'm 28, like I said, so Saturn return, and my first official Saturn return date is actually this Saturday, so the day after the eclipse and the full moon. And this could all be bullshit, right? Like, I could just be in a mood right now and I could be kidding myself, but it feels really potent and powerful, and I feel like there's something there that I cannot afford my holistic sense of self and well-being cannot afford to continue to deny or disrupt or disturb that natural flow, right? I'm being invited, we all are, but this feels really, really powerful for some reason. I don't even know whether I believe in astrology and stuff like that. Like, I love learning about it in a curious way, but I don't know enough about it personally. But this feels undeniable. Like, what everyone on TikTok, yeah, sure, I get it. Like, I shouldn't take what TikTok or people on TikTok say is gospel, but everything that astrologers on there seem to know about and have been sharing about this full moon lunar eclipse is just so spot on in regards to we are being invited to surrender and release all that is no longer serving us. And this is really fucking powerful for anyone who has a fixed placement, right? Which is Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and maybe Aries. See, I don't even know that. I know that Leo is and I know that Scorpio is, and I only know that because I'm a Scorpio and my partner's a Leo. So I'm excited. I'm excited and I'm scared and I'm anxious and I'm grateful, and this life is one big, beautiful, fucked up, messy game. And I'm so here for it. I'm so here for it. So currently struggling to like reintegrate back into being on my own and learning to show up for myself. Because when I'm in a relationship, every part of my awareness even is so fixated on what the other person wants or needs. Like, I don't hear my own needs when I'm around other people. I genuinely don't. And I'm not saying that as in like, oh, I'm better than everyone else and I'm so selfless. It's like, no, like that's fucked up of me. And it's not fucked up in the way that like it's not reversible and I can't change it, because I can. And that's the powerful part, right? Knowing and realizing that I'm here, but I can be here, and this is where I wanted to be this entire time, and the only reason I'm not is because I haven't chosen to step over. So I'm excited and scared. I'm excited and scared. Yeah, showing up for myself is hard. Every other time in the past that I've had time to myself, I've hidden from myself even. I've indulged in the negative habits and compulsions that we all have, so that I didn't need to sit with myself. I genuinely don't believe the last time that I just existed. I think this part of my life is definitely the release. It's the release and the rebirth, and I'm excited to see who I actually am. And I hope that you'll stick around for it. I am unaware of who that person's going to be. They could be a radically different person to who I am now. And if you're not okay with that, I'm okay with that. I'm so okay with that. If you're not here for any of this shit, feel free to leave. Like, I don't have space for anyone that doesn't believe in me, who isn't here to grow with me. And I want to prioritize the people that do. And in order to do that, including myself, and in order to do that, I need to be okay with not being approved of by everyone, right? I'm a notorious people pleaser. I'm releasing that. I'm going to reframe that. Up until this point, I have identified as being a chronic people pleaser, and I choose to release that. Up until this point, I have been hindered and wrapped so tightly around clinging so tightly to the things that I know have been unhealthy for me, to the negativity, to the repeating inner critic, the voice inside my head that tells me that I can't do it, or that I shouldn't, and that if I do, I'll look stupid, or I'll be a failure. What would other people think of me, right? What if I don't get my parents' approval and I put everything into it? What then? I'd be better off just not doing it. That voice is bullshit. And I'm calling it. I'm releasing it. I'm releasing any patterns, any inner disturbances and turmoil that no longer contribute to my inner peace, that no longer contribute to me learning and unfolding. I think that's a really powerful word, unfolding, like the unfurling of my soul is what it currently feels like. I would love to know if anyone else had a similar experience, either when they've been through like some kind of powerful circumstance or experience just in life, like whether that be, you know, the ending of a relationship or a new phase of their life, you know, like a career or a job, or moving house, whether it be some kind of astrological or cosmic event, or it be a Saturn return. I'd be really interested to hear about people's experiences with their Saturn return, particularly because I'm going through it myself this year. But yeah, I'm scared, I'm nervous, and I'm excited all at once. I feel like I should like dye my hair or cut it all off or change my name or something like that. I'm probably not going to do any of those things, but that's how much I no longer identify with the person that I was, but I'm not yet sure of who I am. So I'm in like this awkward limbo at the moment. Maybe that is just a Saturn return. Maybe that's exactly what that's supposed to be. And I trust that exactly what I'm feeling is exactly what I'm supposed to feel. Exactly what I'm experiencing and exactly where I am is exactly what I'm supposed to be experiencing and exactly where I should be. I trust. I trust hard. I trust hard. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. I'm gonna love you and leave you guys. I hope that this was okay, a little sit down talk. Actually, before I go, I'm going to show you around my Airbnb because it's really cute. This isn't a promotional thing. I'm paying full price for this thing. It's really adorable. And the inside's tiny, but the outside, there's heaps of space and it's stunning, as you can tell. So let's go for a little wander. So this is the outside zone, right? Beautiful little lush chill zone. There's some bikes. This opens up into the kitchen, like a little kitchenette standy thing. Cool totem pole. I genuinely really love this totem pole. There's also another wooden thing inside that I'll show you that I love. There is a sink, but it doesn't work. Bikes. I might go for a bike ride later. Actually, that's an amazing idea because I'm going to go see my friend Montana and her little baby Blue. And then we go out onto the field. Ta-da! So it's perfectly private. Can't see anything else. It's a little bathtub. And then there's these beautiful orange flowers that I can't remember what they're called, but they're a little bit sharp, to be honest. Don't recommend rubbing yourself up against them. Cactus, and then we'll show you inside. So like I said, it's really tiny, but it's really cute. So big long kitchen bench that opens up. That's really helpful and handy. This is a little like day bed chill zone. I haven't chosen to work there yet, but that's the intention. Yeah, so it's kind of tiny, to be honest. I'm excited to get in this bathtub. My dirty dishes in the sink because YOLO. Also, I tried drinking out of martini glasses thinking that it would make me feel really posh and sophisticated. You can only fit like 30 ml in there. So that's one way to dehydrate and die if you want, to just drink out of martini glasses. Bathroom is really little. It's really, really little. And the water from the shower, because it's right there, like comes up. So like here, and the toilet's right here. So they give you a little squidgy that you gotta wipe down. I don't know why there isn't a shower curtain, but there isn't one yet. And then the bed. Ta-da! Another window. Big closet. Maybe better seen from this view. Ta-da! And then they have a washer dryer. This is kind of my like junk drawer, junk side. Yeah, washer, aircon, there's no dryer. And that is it. I must admit though, I really do feel like this is the perfect little private place for me to be right now and to go through this transition on my own. I'm going to be seeking out and using a lot more girlfriends over the next couple of weeks, I think, starting with tonight. That isn't something that I would normally do, to be honest, which sounds kind of crazy, but yeah, I did when I was little, and then since going through depression and anxiety and attempted suicide and stuff like that between like 15 to now, I haven't really, I definitely haven't utilized friendship and girlfriends, specifically like sisterhood, as much as I could and should and would like to. So I'm going to be leaning on that a lot more, and I guess just trialing and seeing what works and what doesn't. But that feels really good for now. Also Pilates, movement. Movement is my medicine. Like, actually, it's pretty crazy how much I need it, and how much of a better human and more stable and cohesive I feel when I've moved my body. And I notice it so quickly when I don't. Like, if I even just have a day, like if I start to get into work and I haven't moved my body, I'm a nutcase. There's no denying that. So yeah, leaning into the things that I know make me feel really good. Movement, sisterhood, and habits, routines. The things that tried and true, the things that I know are good for me. You know, sleep, hydration, nutrition, movement, exercise, making my bed, staying clean, doing little acts of self-love. Yeah, maybe I'll make another YouTube video on that sometime soon, but I'm also going to make one on productivity, I think, so stay tuned for that. But if you're new here, hi, welcome. My name's Sjana. I don't really have a filter, and I will kind of just tell you anything and everything that I'm feeling and thinking, and that is exactly who I want to be and how I want to show up, and that is a choice, because I understand how important radical transparency is, so that people don't feel alienated, so that we can all understand and empathize and find compassion for one another. And yeah, with the awareness and knowingness that we're all going through this human experience together, and regardless of the circumstances, the feelings and the emotions and the hardships, they're always there. And so there's always going to be someone who can understand exactly what you're feeling, and even if it may not feel like it, even if the circumstances are totally outrageous and you're like, there's not a chance someone else can understand, they may not be able to, sure, but yeah, but there's just something about human to human, about community, that common unity, that's just really, really beautiful and really powerful. And I feel like this awakening is calling that in for me. It's telling me and showing me just how essential that is to life, to a happy life. Anyway, I'm gonna love you and leave you. I'm gonna try to edit this and get it up, and hopefully you guys will see you tomorrow.